in Afghanistan led by the Taliban. Ladies and gentlemen, our investigations editor Manoj Gupta getting us this input, and we're going to start with this right away without any delay. And I'm just reading through the information just as this is coming. The Taliban government looks nearly final. Most likely these are the names, the likely names. Mullah Muhammad Hasan Akhund will be the head of state. Mullah Akhundzad has nominated him. Mullah Baradar Akhund and Mullah Abdus Salam will be his deputies. Then Sirajuddin Haqqani will be the new interior minister. The Haqqanis will nominate all the governors for all the province. So Sirajuddin Haqqani, who runs the Haqqani network in Pakistan, is the one who is going to be the new interior minister. Zabiullah Mujahid will not be the information minister. He is not going to be the information minister. Mullah Amir Khan Muttaqi will be the new foreign minister. So it's not even Sher Mohammad Stanekzai, but Amir Khan Muttaqi, the man who was on the phone with Ahmad Masood, is the one who is going to be the new foreign minister. The government will be caretaker in nature. And that Akhundzad, this just confirms that Akhundzad is missing. There is no Akhundzad in the picture because, and this seems to be the game plan of the ISI, and they seem to have managed this. Akhundzad never existed and false pictures were circulated. This is what many are saying, that Taliban sources say all issues have been resolved, and this were resolved yesterday. And the announcement is likely sometime on Tuesday if nothing major happens. But where is Mullah Akhundzad? Where is he? That's the big question. No place for Sher Mohammad Stanekzai or Gulbuddin Hekmatyar. Our foreign affairs editor Maha Siddiqui with us. Maha, Manoj Gupta, investigations editor, getting us a construct of the likely government, interim government, and it looks like the Pakistanis will have their way.
That is the reason, Anand, that we saw the ISI chief landing in Kabul on Saturday. And the word was that he is going to play quote-unquote peacemaker between the warring factions of the Taliban. Warring in the sense that there is serious friction between the original, what they are calling original Taliban, which largely comprises leaders from the south, that is Kandahar, the birthplace bastion, and the east Taliban, which comprises largely Haqqani networks and the group.
Yeah.
Now, there is such serious friction that, as we had reported last week itself, that the Emir, Maulvi Haibatullah Akhundzada, was not even seen after the fall of Kabul. And constantly the Taliban kept claiming that he is in Kandahar. But if you compare this to the 90s, when Mullah Omar was seen right after the Taliban takeover.
Correct.
It was being compared constantly as to why Akhundzada is not being seen. And then there were stories that went on that there is a friction and therefore they are looking at settling issues in Kandahar. But now it appears that even the pictures that were circulating, and this doubt and suspicion was there earlier as well.
Right.
Pictures that have been floating are one-year-old pictures. Now, there is no confirmation to any of this. But it is certainly surprising that Maulvi Akhundzada is still not been seen in public, despite the fall of Kabul and the takeover of Taliban. Now, because there is so much friction, we are getting to... And this is again, all this is in the realm of being likely that Mullah Hasan has been chosen now to lead the government.
Yes.
Because he is some sort of a non-entity and he will be a person who will be amenable to both sides. If a stronger personality from either of the factions was to take over, it would be a problem for the other.
Yes.
And therefore, they are looking at having Mullah Hasan as the head of the government. And then, as you subsequently pointed out, the rest of the people, in which we are seeing Haqqanis in a sizable chunk as well.
Yes, Haqqanis will have control of the interior ministry, and that means they will be the ones appointing their governors. So clearly, it will be the Haqqanis, favorable names who will be then given charge of all the provinces, and they will have absolute sway and control. This is going to be an interim government, just going to name out everyone. Muhammad Hasan Akhund will be the head of state. Akhundzad had actually nominated him, we are given to understand. Mullah Baradar Akhund and also Abdul Salam will be the two deputies. So there are two deputies. So Abdul Ghani Baradar is one of the deputies. Sirajuddin Haqqani becomes the new interior minister. He will nominate all the governors. Zabiullah Mujahid will not be the information minister. He will actually be and likely to be the spokesperson of Mohammad Hasan Akhund. So he is going to be the one who's going to be the voice of the political leader of this entire interim government of Taliban or the caretaker government. Amir Khan Muttaqi will be the foreign minister, the man who was on the phone line with Ahmad Masood and trying to force a submission over the last 3 or 4 days with the NRF. So this also confirms the fact is the big question out of all of this is where is Akhundzad? What has happened to him? The ISI trying to manage the issues and the friction, but this looks to be a very, very unsteady boat, and this could be rocked one way or the other, Maha.
Yes, certainly. The fact that the Taliban took over Kabul on the 15th of August, now we've reached the 6th of September. There is no semblance of a government for over 3 weeks. And the desperation with which they were going on a rampage, it appeared that they immediately want to take over and have a government in place. And clearly, because they could not form a government, it is now coming to the fore that there is intense factionalism. And this is also something that we've been explaining to our viewers, that Taliban is not a monolith. There are several factions, and that is why we saw some sort of a disconnect even between the political heads who were negotiating deals in Doha and the fighters on the ground who were going on a rampage, because what was being said in Doha was not being lived up to on the ground in Afghanistan. And they were promising that they will not be, they will take over, they will not harm people. But we saw bloodshed all the way up to Kabul. It is only in Kabul that chaos prevailed, although later on, even at the airport, then again firing happened, people died. So that kind of political flux exists. And despite that, the Taliban have not been able to form the government is a clear indication that the friction does exist even now.
Well, thank you for your inputs, Maha. So clearly what is happening is that the Taliban, not all is well within them. Their own supreme leader, Akhundzad, is missing. He's not there in the picture at all. He's not yet surfaced. Whether or not he will surface on the day or tomorrow or day after when they make the announcement or when they start taking charge, we'll have to see. There is a strong influence of the Pakistanis who believe they are holding sway. But the way we look at it, it is Pakistan at your service for the Taliban. They call Pakistan DGISI arrives. They call and the Pakistan military comes in. So it is like any outfit in the world which needs some mercenary service, a nation's military has said at your service, sir.